Hello. Okay, so I am putting together documentation of what is transpiring in my life currently, and today's date is the 5th of November 2025. And what has transpired in the past 2 weeks has been quite drastic in regards to just life-changing events and the composure that I've had to maintain. So I would like to just document that on the 19th of October, I chose to celebrate Diwali at a temple here in South Africa with my best friend and my son Mason. And after that celebration, which was a new moon, so it's a celebration of light because the darkness is surrounding the sky. And that was on a Sunday. The Monday, the 20th of October 2025, I was already fighting with my ex-boyfriend since a couple of days prior. And on the Monday, it got extremely agitated and the fight worsened. Now, with that being said, I've always been a calm, collected individual, very peaceful and very loving. But something that I do just want to reiterate is that there comes a point where if you're going to be poked continuously, there will be some form of not allowing yourself to be poked any longer. So with that being said, we got into quite a big argument, and the argument turned slightly violent. And in that violence, I was speaking calmly. My tone had just changed because it was an argument. So I was told to stop raising my voice, which was not the case. I was just speaking in a different tone, not a different volume. So to continuously be told that I must stop raising my voice, I then raised my voice for him to understand what it sounds like for me to raise my voice. Once that had happened, that was where the fight got even more agitated. And it progressively moved downstairs. Now, with it being downstairs, I have continuously been put down emotionally, psychologically, and now at this stage physically. Prior to this heightened argument, I was locked out of the house on the Saturday evening while we were also fighting. And I was locked out of the house while emotionally breaking down in the garden. Now, on the Monday, the fight gets a little bit intense, heated, and there was physical altercation. Now, physical altercation on my side was clapping in front of his face to get him to understand that what he's doing is not okay. Considering, understanding the unfolding of what has transpired in my life up till this point. So the clapping of my hands in front of his face agitated him even further, and he proceeded to push me around my neck. So he grabbed me and he pushed me with my neck into the tiles. So the back of my head smashed against the tile wall. And at this stage, I'm in shock. This has not happened to me before. So I move forward, but it is slightly like everything is a little bit fuzzy at this stage because I'm trying to grasp the understanding of what's happening to me. So My head gets smashed into the tiles, the back of my head. And I move forward to get out of the bathroom. And he proceeded then to, again, grab my neck and push me down to the floor, where I caught my fall, smacking my hands hard onto the floor, onto the ground. And I, at this stage, realized I need to get out of the house. I need to leave. This relationship is ending. So this is not the first time he's put hands on me, for record. And I get up and I now go upstairs. The fight is now continuing. He then proceeded to throw a frame of myself and Mason into the bedroom, into Mason's bedroom, while I was packing his suitcase, and took a Pez dispenser and broke it. At this stage, I also heard a thud. I'm not sure what he had punched, but what he had punched was severely aggressive and very hard. So I am on the phone now to a friend of mine who's a lawyer, trying to get assistance because I need a bucky and I need to get out of the house. I am on the phone with somebody to get to a safe house. I'm packing our suitcases and I'm awaiting 6 p.m. because my ex-husband, who is also attacking me and has been out to get me for the past 7 years, I feel doesn't need to know what has just happened to me. So I allow the call to happen at 6 o'clock so that Mason is in his room to do the call. And I tell Mason that he must just tell him that we are going out for dinner. So he can't be on the phone for too long. So that happens, and I have this person come to collect us as soon as he finishes the call to take us to the safe house. That evening I arrive at the safe house and I'm in shock as to what has just happened, and I am unable to swallow properly because of the damage that was done internally inside my throat. I was calm, peaceful, and collected towards Mason, and he was happy and just considering the circumstances quite okay. So at the safe house, we have dinner, and Mason has a bath and he goes to bed. I then speak to police officers to get a J88 to do a physical examination the next day at the doctor and to open a case of assault. So that was on Monday. I also took 2 Myprodols and a tranquilizer, a sleeping pill, because of the pain that was happening in my throat. I couldn't eat because I couldn't swallow. I had to wait for the Myprodols to kick in. Now, I'm a very small individual, so 1 Myprodol is quite powerful and very potent and strong on my body. Taking 2 Myprodols, I could still feel the pain in my throat while trying to swallow. So I was given a tranquilizer, sleeping tablet sort, I don't know what it's called, but it's a very high scheduled pill to sleep because of the trauma that I've just endured. I did not sleep with the amount of chemicals in my body to allow me to sleep. I didn't sleep. I then on Tuesday had to go to the doctor to have an examination done. There was no physical marks on my body after the altercation, but I did have to do an exam for him to look and obviously just present the J88 for the assault case. I then had the police come back to the safe house and do a statement for me. While I was busy with the statement, my phone was being hacked into by my ex-boyfriend, and he had deleted the video that I had posted on my social media explaining everything that had just happened to me, and me removing a mask that I've been wearing for people to understand that I was not in a very happy relationship, and that everything that has happened in my life I have not quite disclosed, but I have been very emotionally sound, and I have tried to share my light for others that are in a dark space. So that video was removed without my consent. It was hacked. In my phone, I have screenshots showing that somebody went into my accounts, and I have screenshots of the video being deleted, and I was sitting with the police at the time for this, while this was happening and my statement was being taken. Then on the Wednesday, I was told by multiple people to get a protection order. And because I'm such a kind-hearted, from my heart space, living individual, human, I chose to instead go back to the temple that I was at on the Sunday to surround myself with the celebrations of the New Year. I arrived at the temple and I was quite emotional, and a beautiful, beautiful individual hugged me and said that I came to the right place. I chose to celebrate life on the Wednesday, and we had scheduled, I was with my best friend, we had a scheduled meeting to take place after we were at the temple. And as we left the temple, I received an email from my ex-husband's attorney to state that I need to respond by 5 p.m. This was around 2 p.m., I think. I need to respond by 5 p.m. that an application against me is being taken to the High Court, and he is going to take primary residence of our son, and I will have limited contact with my child. I will have supervised contact with my child, and I need to reply by 5 p.m. So we go to our business meeting, and I'm as composed as can be regarding the situations that have unfolded in my life thus far in such a short period of time. After the meeting, I speak to my business partner, and because of everything else that has transpired up until this point, as you are aware, and as I will make you aware, if you haven't been aware, you can go back, but I'm just documenting as it's happening, and it's unfolding in real time. So I'm standing across from her dining room table, and I have no idea what is happening right now. So we get in the car and we go to my mom and dad's house. So my mom and dad, I haven't spoken to for about 3 months, because people get removed from your life for a reason, and they were removed from my life for a reason, and I'm not quite sure what that reason was, but I do believe it was to heal. I needed to heal, and my parents needed to heal in order for us to come back the way that we had now at this stage. So I arrive at my parents' house on the Wednesday afternoon, and I literally sit my mother down and I tell her that I need to live with them. I need to move back into their home, because Mason is going to be taken away from me by a man who has had it out to get me for years. And I then go back to the safe house that evening on Wednesday to get the 3 suitcases that I had packed. And on Thursday, at this stage, Mason is at his dad. And I then fetch him on the Thursday with my mum, and I inform his attorney that I am now living with my parents. So on the Thursday, I fetch him, and on the Thursday, I also receive an email to go to a casting and an audition, and I choose to attend, regardless of what's happened in that week. I choose to show up for myself, and I choose to, again, take my attention off of everything that's happening and focus my energy and attention on that I need to see in front of me. So I attend the casting, and I'm sitting in front of so many people, and it's running through my mind that none of them are even aware of everything that I've had to endure in the past 3 days. So I do the casting, and it was a lovely, lovely, beautiful afternoon. And on the Friday, I now need to go and get the rest of my things, and I need to arrange a bakkie. I need to arrange a bakkie in 15 minutes because the police are about to go to my ex's house boyfriend that assaulted me to arrest him for the assault. I have 15 minutes to organize a bakkie and get to the house to remove everything that I have. I do so. I pack up whatever is left, mostly Mason's things, all of his toys, all of his plush teddies, his chest of drawers, you name it, it goes. And walking up and down, loading. To have that transpire and unfold. To arrive back at my parents' house and play a game with Mason. He was here with my mom and dad the entire time, and I chose to sit and play with him and spend time with him now. Again, focusing my energy and attention on what's important. The Saturday, we are setting up his bedroom. That is our main concern, main priority. So we have all our things now, and now we're setting up his bedroom. He's got his own room, buy a bed, make sure everything is in it, bedding, get a duvet, get a pillow, you name it. His room gets set up on the on the Saturday. And on the Saturday, we also do schoolwork because he's homeschooled. I think I did about 3 hours of school with him on the Saturday because that week was a little bit of upheaval. And on the Sunday, we only did schoolwork. That was what we primarily focused our attention on, was schoolwork. Again, focusing our energy and attention on what's important and what needs to be done. On the Monday, I've sat, I've prayed, I've sat, I've asked. And inside my heart, I need to withdraw. I need to withdraw this assault charge. So on the Monday, I go to the police station to withdraw the case. On the Monday afternoon, I get served an application to attend in High Court on urgency, stating I'm an unstable mother and that I'm going to harm our son. And I need to respond by a certain time. I think it was the Tuesday. Yes. I don't even know dates right now. Let me just calculate quick. No. I'm sorry. Timeline is off. I got served the application on the Friday. I chose not to go into it because my main priority that weekend was setting up Mason's bedroom on the Saturday and doing schoolwork, and Sunday doing schoolwork. I cannot look at that right now because my priority is to make sure he's stable, secure, and we are good. So on the Monday, I see now this application and I'm withdrawing the case. The Monday afternoon, I go and I speak to my friend who's an attorney who I phoned when the assault had happened to get me out of the house. He reads through 160 pages briefly that I was served. And in there is an affidavit from my ex-boyfriend stating that I'm mentally unstable and that it is in my child's best interest to live with my ex-husband. So now I have 2 men that are now up against me. So on the Monday, I've just withdrawn the charges without realizing that this man had gone to my ex-husband and lied and coerced with him to take me down too. So On the Tuesday, I continue to do schoolwork with Mason, and on the Wednesday, he goes back to his dad. Now, on the Tuesday, I was meant to respond by 5 p.m. That was when I needed to respond to 160 pages. For High Court, unrepresented. I had not been served by the sheriff at this stage. So, I only technically opened up everything properly on the Monday afternoon and needed to have a response by the next day, 5 p.m. I asked for an extension, which was not given to me, and I continued to be harassed and attacked by his attorneys. I then had Mason go to his dad on the Wednesday. I am in communication with various individuals to receive affidavits. I speak to my ex-boyfriend in tears because of the actions that he has placed on me and my life, and the repercussions it's going to have on my son's life. So I'm doing all of this. By the Friday, I receive the affidavits from the individuals. On the Saturday, I wrote my response peacefully and calmly, collectively and maturely, stating what needed to be stated, factual evidence that Mason is stable, and that I have always provided stability for him, regardless of the external circumstances that we have been given. Majority of those things have been done by my ex-husband. So that's the Saturday. On the Sunday, my dad had to go and print my response at his office because Postnets and printing places were closed. As soon as he returned, so his office was about an hour away. As soon as he returned, so that's about an over 2-hour trip, we went to the police station to have it commissioned. After we had it commissioned, I then had to sit on Sunday evening to submit my response online on a system that I do not know because I'm unrepresented and I'm not lawfully educated on the relevant procedure that needs to undergo this formality, especially in High Court. I then submit my documents by 9:30 on Sunday evening. No, sorry. Sunday, my dad had printed it and we had it commissioned. On the Monday, my dad took the commissioned documents to scan it for me and send it to me in a PDF so that I could then submit it on to the online system. On the Monday, my focus was primarily on schooling Mason. We did school for majority of the day. We did a couple of hours on the Monday. Again, to ensure that he is on top of his schoolwork, because I know what is about to transpire is going to affect both of us. Stress on his schoolwork, stress on my work environment, which has basically been the case for years. So I then do schoolwork with him on the Monday, and the Monday evening after he's gone to bed, I then sit to upload the scanned PDF onto the online system. It took me about 2.5 hours to figure out the online system, where to do it, how to do it, what to do. I don't even know if it's going to go through the right channels to show on the system for the judge, if it's been submitted correctly. I then screenshot evidence that I have submitted it online. It's now after, it's like close to 10 o'clock. I'm absolutely shattered and I'm exhausted, so I go to bed. On Monday morning, this is on Monday, on Tuesday morning, because now I'm supposed to appear in High Court, I need to have rest. I need to make sure that I'm clear, focused, no brain fog, and I'm on my top game. So on Tuesday morning, I wake up early and I get ready for High Court. As we are leaving the house, just after 8 o'clock, I email his attorney proof that I have uploaded it online and that this is my response. I arrive in High Court on Tuesday at 9 o'clock. My hearing is at 10. It's an urgent matter. the allegations that were put forth in this 161-page document brought up the past from 2020. We are in 2025. It's irrelevant to the current circumstances of Mason and his living situation and his stability. So I arrive at 9 and I go to the board to check the roll to see which court we will appear in and who the judge will be. There's nothing on the board. I ask a couple of people what the procedure, I'm not sure what to do. What is the next step? How do I find it? What do I do? How do I do it? Where do I go? Who do I speak to? I get sent to an office 136 and I speak to a woman in High Court in Johannesburg. She then gets onto the system to find who the judge is, and she then sees that the hearing isn't today, not Tuesday. It's been postponed to Wednesday, virtually at 10 a.m. This is the first that I'm hearing of it, and there's no sight or sign of my ex or his legal representatives. They then phone to ensure that I get notified of the postponement because I wasn't notified. And I then get onto the phone with another friend of mine who is in law. He then advises for me to go to the Family Advocate's office, which is across the road. Excuse me. I go across the road to the Family Advocate's office. I speak to a gentleman, the receptionist at the family office, and I am back and forth. I then speak to a counselor, a family advocate counselor, and I'm just trying to clarify, because it's a high court case on urgent application, and the family advocate needs to be served and involved. I was informed that the Family Advocate's office was served on the 27th of October. In an email, I will double check to verify that. I then look at the Family Advocate's office register to see if the matter has been served upon them, and I do not find it on their register file. I checked the file twice, from the date of 21st of October to that date, which was it went up till the 31st of October, but I went up until the 4th of November. There was absolutely no notice of it being filed with the Family Advocate office. I then asked my dad, who's also with me, to double check. He cannot find it either. We thank them and we go on our way. This is now on Tuesday. I arrive home. Mason is at home, and I do schoolwork with him. I'm trying to finish his schoolwork so that we do not feel strained with regards to him finishing. I then prepare for Wednesday today. At 9:30 this morning, I received a phone call from the Family Advocate's office. I did not give him my cell phone number, and he advised me that it was indeed put on the register under the wrong name on the 28th of October. I then go into a hearing at 10 a.m. in High Court unrepresented, expecting the fact that it is in fact opposed. I'm opposing to the matter. The judge was made aware that it's unopposed and that my documents are not noted because of the late uploading. I was blindsided into a complete hearing in High Court for over an hour, where I had no legal representation, and I had to present myself quite calmly and collectively. I did so with maturity and understanding. I have basically been bullied up until this point, because in High Court, they lied about everything that is in that documentation. They lied that they were not served when they were indeed served. I emailed them on Monday morning. Well, Tuesday morning, who knows? Yes, Tuesday morning. And every single allegation set forth in that motion of application to a high court regarding a minor child is unjust and untrue. There are allegations in those documents that state that I am mentally unstable, that I'm going to harm my child, that I do not care for my child. I have my parents caring for my child, that it's really gotten really intense. The contact that is happening at the moment isn't even agreed upon by myself. It has been taken upon my ex as to how the contact will be conducted. My son doesn't want to go to him for the time that he insists him to be there. And now I have been forced into an interim court order where my son will go to his dad for even longer without my agreement, and with the court thinking that that has been the agreement, which it has not. I was attacked today by 2 attorneys or advocates who lied, not only on oath in documents that were given to a high court, but lied in court to a judge's face. And I had to sit and listen and be peaceful and conduct myself in a calm manner. I do believe that everything that has happened up until this point has been a vengeance towards me by my ex-husband, who has continuously caused conflict and truly tried to take me down. I do believe that his intentions have got nothing to do with our child. And the light is going dimmer and dimmer, so I'm trying to just finish this off. But I'm documenting everything up from now, because I do believe that there needs to be justice that is served. Because what is happening to me and my son is not okay. And I will not allow what is happening in the judicial system against me and my son to happen to anybody else. And that is why I'm documenting everything. When my son was collected by his dad this afternoon, I was threatened. And I was told, you think this is, it was something along the lines of, basically, I'm going to take you on and I'm going to take you down in a one-liner in front of my son. So I'm going to end the video here, but I'm documenting from now on, and everything will be shared as it needs to be shared, because I'm being told to document everything, because what is happening to me right now is not okay. And I've composed myself with love and kindness always. But how I'm being treated is not how a human should be treated. Okay, I'm going to go because the light is getting really dark. Okay.